Been going to this place for over 20 years. Usually This has been my default for pretty much all of 2019. Just been stuck in a creative rut. Been kind of going through my days in cruise control, and that's not good. These first few weeks of 2019 have been a struggle. It's been a battle in here. I've just been thinking to myself, what are some of the ways that I can actually produce some quality content on YouTube? And the more and more I thought about it, the more I was trying to come up with a question that would actually help me out of my creative rut. And the best question that I came up with is, what am I passionate about? So as I was brainstorming ideas on ways that I could communicate some of my passions and share them on YouTube, one of the things that I ultimately came to a conclusion about in terms of passions of mine was food. I love to eat. So without further ado, I want to welcome you all to the very first episode of the GRUB CRAWL. Cue the sound effects. One of my main goals for the GRUB CRAWL is to ultimately try new places. I've kind of been slacking off, honestly, in trying new places because, I've been trying to walk that tightrope of, just trying to save money to go travel. One of the things that I wanted to do is have an excuse to be able to just try new places to eat. San Francisco Bay Area just has so many places to eat, and so I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone a little bit, force myself outside because, still a homebody at heart. But I love to eat, I love to try new places, I'm not really picky with my food, and hey, might as well bring you all along for the ride, give you some recommendations or places maybe to avoid, but yeah, just to be able to experience that all with you should be a special ride, and so I'm hoping that you'll love this brand new series. One of the things that I do miss is, just having a beer every now and then and going on pub crawls. Since I can't do that anymore for medical reasons, this is my alternative. Why don't you come along to the GRUB CRAWL? The San Francisco Bay Area has so many different places to eat. The city itself just has so many different kinds of food. But as I was trying to bounce around ideas for the very first episode of the GRUB CRAWL, the more and more I thought to myself, you know what? I should probably showcase my own hometown of South San Francisco. And when you think of South San Francisco and places to eat, the first place that you should ultimately think of is the Little Lucca sandwich shop. So my recommendation to you all that are traveling to the Bay Area for the first time, and namely flying into SFO, is to, once you fly into SFO, stopping by South San Francisco and the Little Lucca sandwich shop before you head out into the city. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get hungry. Let's grub! Alright, one of the cool things that I love about Little Lucca is how convenient it is to get to Little Lucca. Little Lucca sandwiches are large, and so to be able to just walk to Little Lucca from my house is pretty convenient. And so that's what we're doing right now, especially with no rain. Alright, here in the South City location, the original location of Little Lucca. It's the only location that matters to me. There is another location further down the peninsula in Burlingame, but this is the one that I grew up on. Been going to this place for over 20 years. Usually I will build my own sandwich, but today we're going to try something new since this is episode 1 of the GRUB CRAWL. So usually there is a really long line, but it has been raining here, and we will be, and it is kind of early, so, but yeah, let's get in line.
Oh yeah, man.
Little Lucca's the best, right? Little Lucca's the best.
South San Francisco, the best sandwich.
Alright, we just made it back home. The original plan was for me to actually eat at Little Lucca. They have a few tables, like picnic-style tables, at the location, but it has been raining here in the Bay Area all week. And I actually got lucky with today's shoot where it wasn't raining this morning. Right when I got home, it actually just started raining outside. So, meant to be to just film here. But yes, I have my sandwich. In my opinion, there are 3 things that make Little Lucca special over any other place. The first thing, the size. You can legitimately hit someone over the head and give someone a concussion with this thing. This thing is legit. I don't know, this thing feels like it's at least 2 pounds. Maybe more. Look at the Little Lucca sandwich next to my iPhone 10. This is to scale. If you're coming to Little Lucca, you better come hungry. The second thing that sets Little Lucca apart from the competition is the bread. Little Lucca gets their bread locally sourced from a local South San Francisco bakery called Raymond's. And Raymond's definitely hooked it up. They saw me filming a little bit of B-roll. I got to meet some of the guys over at Raymond's. I met George and Nick, and they were nice enough to go ahead and hook it up with some free sourdough. This video isn't sponsored by Raymond's. Definitely got no sponsors since this is the first video, but definitely some nice guys, but even better bread. And so sourdough is one of the things that they're known for. But the main thing that they're known for, in my opinion, is their Dutch Crunch. Now, Dutch Crunch is my bread of choice. If you are visiting Little Lucca for the very first time, I highly recommend trying out Dutch Crunch for the very first time. It's the bread that you do see on my tri-tip sandwich. Now, one of the things that I probably take for granted because, you know, just being born and raised here in the Bay Area, we get access to a lot of different kind of food. And so, as I was just scanning through my Twitter feed, and this was actually a few months ago, I came across this random tweet on the Food and Wine Twitter feed. And so, the tweet says, "Dutch Crunch is the best sandwich bread you've never heard of." And when I read that, I was just like, wow. Does the rest of the country not know about Dutch Crunch? Ever since I've been going to Little Lucca, since way back in the 90s, Dutch Crunch is literally the only bread that I do get. The only time I get any other bread is when they run out of Dutch Crunch, and that does happen. The last thing that sets Little Lucca apart from the competition is the garlic spread. Oh, look how glorious that thing is. Now, this garlic spread is what sets Little Lucca from any other sandwich spot in the world. This is what they're known for. I just remember this one time during a family trip at the airport, went and got some coffee with one of my cousins, and when I got back to the gate, I just remember walking by and just getting a whiff of this garlic spread, and I was just like, who brought the Little Lucca sandwiches? Little Lucca sandwiches just have this distinct smell. It just smells amazing, smells like heaven, and there's just nothing like it in the world. It's just amazing. You definitely gotta try it. Now, whenever you go to Little Lucca, all sandwiches include, and I quote, mayonnaise, mustard, pickles, red onion, lettuce, tomato, the hot pepper sauce, which is amazing in itself. But if it weren't for the garlic sauce, I truly believe the hot pepper sauce would also be a signature. And when you meld those two together, wow, the flavors are just indescribable. So since this is a brand new food series, the Grub Crawl, decided to go ahead and step away from my norm. I usually make my own cold cut sandwich, whether it's turkey or roast beef, corned beef, or what have you. But since this is the very first episode, I decided to try something new, even though this place hasn't been new. So for the very first time, I went ahead and tried the tri-tip special. And the tri-tip special includes some barbecue tri-tip, duh, some jalapeno bacon, wow, that sounds amazing, cheddar cheese, and a horseradish mayo. And so, whew, definitely looking forward to eating this sandwich. All right, I feel like we've stalled long enough. Let's go ahead and dive right into this beautiful sandwich. Okay, first bite. That's just a burst of flavor. Not only do you get the barbecue brisket, the meat is tender, it's juicy. You get a little bit of the barbecue sauce, so you get a little bit of the tanginess, but also the jalapeno bacon and the horseradish mayo add a little bit of kick, especially with the pepper sauce. And then when you add the garlic sauce on top of all the other ingredients, the regular sandwich ingredients, it's just actually a flavor bomb. And so, wow. I don't know why I hadn't tried the barbecue tri-tip sandwich earlier, but this is now my new favorite sandwich. Go figure, and I'm documenting it. So I highly recommend the barbecue tri-tip sandwich. Definitely try it as the first sandwich, or you can go ahead and play it safe. Just create your own sandwich like I had been doing for the last 20 years. I don't know why I did that, but wow, this sandwich is amazing. So that's all for the very first episode of the Grub Crawl. Hope you enjoyed this very first episode. At the very least, hopefully you got hungry. But remember to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the Flip a Binge YouTube channel. Also, remember to hit that bell so that you get notifications for any future content on this channel. Also, remember to hit that like button. And also, last but not least, comment below for any places that you would like for me to go visit for future episodes of the Grub Crawl. So till next time, see you on the next one, and keep grubbing.